In this video, I'm going to compare the movie Peter Rabbit, which is from Sony Pictures Animation, to the movie Chicken Little, which is from Disney Animation. Chicken Little came out back in like 2005. Peter Rabbit came out a good amount of time ago. I don't remember off the top of my head when exactly it came out. It definitely was not within the past 5 years, I know that for sure. It was longer than that. Maybe it came out like late 90s, 2000s. I think it came out in the 2000s, actually. I've seen both of these movies, but there's a difference, though. I know that I've watched Chicken Little multiple times, whereas of Peter Rabbit, I've seen it one time. Now, in both cases, I think that these movies are not great. I think they're both fine, though not really all that memorable, to be honest, not all that interesting. In the case of Chicken Little, you have this chicken whose dad is really not very happy with him because this chicken, I don't remember his name, tells everyone in the town that something hit him on the head, but nobody believes him. And actually, we see that the chicken's dad doesn't really believe him either. And he doesn't like his son keeps going on and on about this, and then later on Chicken Little turns into like an alien invasion flick because you have this little alien that's left behind accidentally, and thus the parents are wanting to get their child back. At first, our main characters don't know that. They're scared, obviously, as you can imagine, because they think that, well, these aliens just want to invade because they're evil. But then by the end it's like, oh no, actually these aren't evil aliens like in Independence Day who just want to take over for the sake of taking over. No, in actuality, these are parents that just wanted their kid back. It was all a big misunderstanding. You also have these other animals who are friends of our main character. In the case of Peter Rabbit, you have this rabbit who, along with all these other rabbits, live on a farm. They like to go into this one field, but right at the beginning of the movie, you see the guy who tends that field doesn't like that these rabbits keep coming onto his field. He wants them gone, but then he dies. And then after that, his son, no, actually it's his nephew, I'm pretty sure, he goes to the farm and also doesn't like the rabbits at all. But then by the end, the rabbits and him come to an understanding, and thus things are a lot better between them. Actually, there's also this girl that lives on the farm. She is more fond of the animals. And by the end of the movie, this girl and this guy end up getting together. Actually, a second film starts with them getting married. Things are a lot more peaceful by the end of the movie. This is a movie that, I remember watching, but I don't really remember a lot of the character names off the top of my head. It didn't really leave all that much of a mark on me. There's honestly a lot of other anime movies that I would be much more inclined to rewatch rather than Peter Rabbit or Chicken Little, actually. Now, when it comes to which movie is better, yeah, I could say Chicken Little just because, I've seen it more than once, whereas I've seen Peter Rabbit just one time. But on a quality level, which movie's actually better? I think that Peter Rabbit is better than Chicken Little. It's, well, a bit more interesting anyway. Not all that much more interesting, but Chicken Little feels more familiar, to be honest. It hasn't really aged that well, in my opinion. So I definitely prefer Peter Rabbit, but neither of these are some of my favorite animated movies. I don't really think either of them are all that memorable. They certainly aren't anywhere close to Pixar, that's for sure. When it comes to Disney animation overall, there's no denying they've had ups and downs. No one's going to dispute that, because they put out some great movies, some classics, but then some movies that are not so good as well. And so you have like the Disney movies from the Renaissance era, then you also have the ones from the 2000s, which generally were not received that well. But that'll wrap things up for this video.